Continuing where we left off, which was we just configured IntelliSense for MSVC. Now we're gonna figure out how does Cypress FX3 Eclipse toolchain ecosystem does the actual build. Obviously, if we want to move the build into the MSVC environment, we need to understand how it's being built. At least we need to replicate, even if we don't get all the details. So we don't need MSVC for now. I'll minimize it. I will minimize GitHub as well for now. Let me rearrange Windows a little bit. We will need Explorer, obviously, and we will need so Windows key CMD. We will need command prompt because we're gonna be running make. I know that the ecosystem is using make, so we're gonna replicate the makefile build. So what we have here is this place, and let's go to S drive and CD into, I'm too lazy to type, so I'll just drag and drop this over here. Okay, so let's try naive approach. Make. Ooh, make is not recognized. So what is this using? Let's go to project properties and see. It was in, was it in toolchain? Ah, it was in toolchain. So build command cs make. So let's see, cs make, and nope, it's not working. And the reason it is not working is that this makefile that comes in this directory, which supposedly is being used for make for building, because it has all the nice things, like it has the module name, which is the correct module name, it has the list of source files. It kind of looks like it should be using that. However, the very first line in here points to a directory which is good for when the files was in Cypress FX3 samples directory, but once we moved it into S drive, obviously it's no longer valid. So something is different. I mean, it's, for example, if we go and do project clean and we go ahead and delete the content of the makefile. Why are you not letting me delete it? That's weird. So, editor, why are you not letting me delete stuff? That is so... Shift delete worked. Oh my god. I don't know why. Anyway, if I'm just gonna save this file as empty and hit build, Control B, it still works, which tells me this makefile is not being used. So what is being used? To figure that out, let's go again back to project properties and take a look at was it environment? It was environment. Good. I found it quickly. So the current directory and PWD, they point at profile release, and if we switch configuration to like debug, they point to debug. So there is a correspondence between configuration and where the things end up. Now what is in there is fascinating, because what we take a look at it, there is a makefile. There is a makefile and a whole bunch of other files. I'm gonna open them in the editor, in the notepad ++. I will also, oh yeah, let's upgrade. I will also go up one level and open the makefile as well. The one we're gonna edit, the one which was opened here, but we don't want it here anymore, so that Eclipse doesn't yell at us for that being changed. Let me have this makefile. So this makefile, which is currently empty, gonna have the new makefile. Let's just blindly copy paste. Well, I don't want the first line. Let me start with copy pasting here. Then another include. So this include will now come from right here next to it, makefile init. So going up one level, one directory. Source smk, there we go, source smk. Let me include verbatim what's in there. Source smk, subdir mk, also going verbatim. just copy and paste directly into here, and objects mk going verbatim from here to here. That's step one. Let's save it while we have it. We will not be needing these files for a while, so we can close them up. Now taking a look at what we have is we are moving up one directory. So that means that whatever the sources will be all here, and we will build files into profile release. So since right now we're gonna support only one profile release kind of build type, which will extend later, but right now let's just make it for profile release. But we are going to get ready for the next phase, so we'll say target dir is profile release, right? And now whenever we have references to places, so these ones go up one level, so Alt Shift down arrow lets me select like multiple lines and run cursor on multiple of them, which is not as significant for deletion, but in here, for example, it's gonna be very significant. I think I don't need to do this, but I would rather, no, how would I want to do that? Let's see. So what we're gonna have here, again, Alt Shift down arrow, I'm gonna edit multiple lines simultaneously, which is a nice feature. So we're gonna say target dir slash, right? And this is how much I want to put into here as well. So again, Alt Shift down, and I can paste in multiple lines, which is extremely useful and convenient. This one goes here as well. Now when we build the files, of course this comes from the current directory now, but the target goes, did I do the dot? Yeah, I did. Okay, so the target will go into target dir. Oh, I made a mistake all around. Let me fix it real quick. Let's replace that with target dir. That would be replace all. Good, much better. Now let me copy that again, because we're gonna be using this, and the same for the object files. I do want them to end up in there, and we're gonna take the source from here. And then what happens next? What happens next is this file does not exist, so we can remove it. We have a build which goes into target directory, and of course this means that the tools need to run from the files on that directory, and I don't believe this file exists either. Now let's do a quick check what we have around here. Seems simple enough, so let's verify what we have. Let's try and run the make again. It says no rule to make target ... cyfx.txt needed by object file, which is a weird error, and the reason for that would be right here when we included dependencies, because remember, turn off, that these files are already built, and like these dependency files from the previous build will point up one level. So let's remove them. You know what, even better, let me rename this one into original so we can compare the build results later on. And let me build it again. CS make. This time we are having a trouble that error opening file profile release.d, and you know why that is, right? Because we don't have the directory profile release. So for now let's make it manually, but then we will make sure that our script does it when necessary. So create a new folder called profile release, and now hopefully that was the last mistake that lets us build. Oh, good, something is happening. We are building and building, and then the error comes in which says failed to open file USB video class bulk elf. Why? Because it's not here. Where is it? It's here. Why is it here? It's not supposed to be here, which means our linker, how come you put it in the wrong place? Ah, this is how come. So first of all, the map goes into here, and the elf, right, there we go. These are minor details, right? So let me remove these ones from here because we don't want them here. Let me build it again, up to date. Yes, so let's, one more thing, our clean can now be optimized, because all we need to do is basically remove everything in the target directory, right? So we're gonna check the clean as well. It's gonna be fun. It did the remove, and then if we do cs make, we should the goal at least is to have the it produced the elf file in the right place. Now what we want to do is of course compare the results. So file compare, what we have, profile tab backslash uv, no, what it called, USB video class elf, that's one, and another profile tab, okay, and USB class elf. There are differences, quite significant ones. So why do we have, we don't want to compare elf files, we want to compare the resulting image file. That's what we need to compare, because elves of course would be different, there are some passes different, timestamps and everything, but image file is identical, and this is our goal, to produce the same exact output as what it was before. So let's just quickly recap. What do we have here? We have target directory, which currently we are manually creating. We have the include of this file. We have a whole bunch of stuff that is likely not needed. For example, this one is not being used, which we'll clean up in the next episode. I'm sure these ones also, if it is used, I wonder how and where. I don't see that actually being used, interestingly enough. We will, no, it is actually interesting. Why is C sources not being used? That could be because, no, dependencies, upper dependencies, user objects, each directory. I am currently not even sure. So, for example, let's take a look at this one. How is that not being used? You know what? Let me view. Where is my wardrobe? There we go. I want to see everything together. Do we have these guys listed anywhere here? We do not. So, just out of curiosity, what if I, that's where it's being used basically. So what we will do, we'll just go through the list of these and generate a list of these eventually, again, because right now it's not being used. I can do this commenting out, and I'm pretty sure if I cs make clean all, it will still produce the result. Yeah, because what it does is it basically goes through all the object files which are in here, and for those object files it finds the corresponding source, being it C or assembly source, which again gonna be the other way around. We're gonna be generating these lists out of this, so we only specify the C files and then we correctly produce the list of object files and d files. But for now, I'm gonna undo this change and undo this change, because this is the minimalistic makefile that produces the correct result, the correct binary that we need to build, and this is good enough to introduce into here. What do we have? We also need to update our git ignore, because we don't want stuff in profile release original. I don't need that directory, that's it. It's much easier, just get rid of it. And now what we are left with is a single makefile difference. So we're gonna say makefile now produces profile release build with cs make invocation. This will conclude today's video, and in the next video we will optimize and make this makefile actually do the things automatically, such as create the target directory if it doesn't exist, and remove all the necessary bloat in it, and replace it with automatically generating lists of C and assembly files, and then generating output file lists from that one. And with that, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.